Good morning. We're going to talk about stalkers today. And I'm going through this presently. This is something personal. I've been through it multiple times. When people don't treat you right and then you end up walking away from them, then they start watching you and stalking you to see what you're doing. I don't know what you're stalking me for, because I'm going to do what I want to do. Because I keep my gun on me. So you could come over here stalking, you're going to get them tires blow out. That knee blew out. You better leave me alone, because I don't play with folks. I don't bother nobody. I go do what I got to do for me and my cousin and do my sister's nails, and I mind my own business. So if you roll up on me, you better be prepared. You're going to catch something you don't want. But that I was just, people. I'm so sick of wish-washy motherfuckers out here. I just had to say that. I've been trying not to cuss, but wish-washy motherfuckers. I'm tired of them. See, I guess I'm too real and I'm too solid. I can't deal with that. And plus, I was raised by a Leo and a Taurus, and my mother, she was hardcore, and so was my dad, and Wooey too. I just can't deal with that silly pettiness. I can't deal with it. It gets on my nerves. And plus, I'm too old. I'd be in too much pain to be dealing with simple folks. Fuck Tardians. If you over 40-something years old and you still a fuck boy, something is seriously wrong with you. I'm sorry. And I see it in my hometown. All these 40-year-old got a PhD in fuckboyology. It's sad. Parents, you must do better by your children. Got to. Let's laugh. People just, I just sit back and just people watch and just laugh to myself, because people be thinking that they smart, but they just don't know. Their whole life is just being flashed before me. Get it together. Really. Because you don't want God to get you together, because when he gets you together, you start losing shit. Like I had to, because I was being hard-headed. He told me to move back to Warren. I told him I didn't want to move back home. But I had to move back home because my aunt needed me. And then it was a blessing when I got here, because when I got back here, she was dying of pancreatic cancer. And she started telling me some stuff that I needed to hear. It's stuff that I went through in my childhood. She put the missing pieces together on why I had to go through everything that I had to go through. And then when she died, it was an adjustment, because I was always used to talking to her, because she was a matriarch of our family. So I had to stand. And when she died, 6 months, I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't want when my phone would ring, I would throw the phone. I only talked to my dad. I ain't talked to nobody. I didn't want to be bothered. And then my mother passed, and that was another a whole nother thing right there, because that started a snowball effect of a whole nother thing, a whole nother situation. Then my favorite aunt Tootsie Roll on my dad's side, she passed away. I was done. I was like, okay. I said, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm done. I had to go I was to myself for months. Then my dad was suffering from depression. So I had to put my feelings aside and deal with my dad. My dad didn't want to get out the bed in the morning when my mother passed away. And he looks at me all the time and he said, "You look like your mammy." I said, "Yeah, I do." And I knew my dad still loved my mother, because when I had to go pay the